was I such a naive teenager 7 years ago? I guess I got into it because of my own bad experiences at Chuck E. Cheese, but unlike everyone else I got into it for the same reason, I realized niche horror doesn't mean it's objectively good horror. And now, all this game remains to me is a guilty pleasure. So trust me when I say that this is gonna hurt me more than it will hurt it. This guy wanted to work at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, a restaurant whose reputation for the tragic deaths of children precedes it. These are supposed to be pre-recorded messages, yet the phone oddly rings as if it's receiving a call.
These characters hold a special place in the hearts of children.
According to the second game, these characters got redesigned specifically because children were frightened of them. So no, they have a special place in their nightmares.
Now concerning your safety, the only real risk to you as a night watchman here, if any, is the fact that these characters, if they happen to see you after hours, probably won't recognize you as a person. They'll most likely see you as a metal endoskeleton without its costume on. Now, since that's against the rules here at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, they'll probably try to forcefully stuff you inside a Freddy Fazbear suit. Now, that wouldn't be so bad if the suits themselves weren't filled with cross beams, wires, and animatronic devices.
Wouldn't all of that be on the endoskeleton inside of the costume as opposed to in the costume itself? Also, we later see Bonnie enter a storage area with an endoskeleton inside and does not interact with it. Mike can easily tell Phone Guy later on that he's full of shit. But, mute character. Also, Mike sure doesn't hold much of a fight against what are essentially giant mechanical toys. Super Secretive Murder Pizzeria installs security cameras that can record proof of their bloodthirsty animal robots. This goddamn idiot actually came back for another night, and will continue to return until he gets fired.
Hello? Hello? Well, if you're hearing this and you made it to day 2, congrats. I won't talk quite as long this time since Freddy and his friends tend to become more active as the week progresses.
The difficulty of each night depends on incremental movement speeds that increase for each character. When you think about it, as long as you have quick reaction times, this mechanic actually makes nights easier since they will leave as quickly as they arrive. Also, Phone Guy said this earlier.
I actually worked in that office before you. I'm finishing up my last week now, as a matter of fact.
If that's the case, then I would have loved to see how these characters behaved when Phone Guy first started. Bonnie probably took one step off the stage and the night was over.
Check on the curtain in Pirate Cove from time to time. The character in there seems unique in that he becomes more active if the cameras remain off for long periods of time. I guess he doesn't like being watched.
Dangerous animatronic Fox is camera shy.
Oh, hey, you're doing great. Most people don't last this long. I mean, you know, they usually move on to other things by now. I'm not implying that they died.
You already said that the company would dispose of dead bodies.
Upon discovering that damage or death has occurred, a missing person report will be filed within 90 days or as soon as property and premises have been thoroughly cleaned and bleached and the carpets have been replaced.
Cat's been kinda out of the bag, dude. Fun fact, Bonnie's activity level on night 3 is the exact same as night 1. This is to hold Freddy on stage until 2 AM to let him become part of the action. I feel that programming Freddy's AI to stay on stage would be less trouble than making night 3 incidentally easier.
Hey, listen, I may not be around to send you a message tomorrow. It's been a bad night here for me, you know. Oh no.
Phone Guy resigns to death in a scenario that should be routine to him.
Hey, do me a favor. Maybe sometime you could check inside those suits in the back room. I'm gonna try to hold out until someone checks.
Phone Guy's corpse does not appear in the back room despite this happening not too long ago. Man, Fazbear Entertainment's body disposal works fast. Very threatening message, but these things will not try anything new to get to Mike's office. Go to door, have it slam in face, leave. Mike can return for his 6th night even though he has no reason to. He got paid and should know the moral of the story by now. Only 50 cents for overtime? Man, it's like they can get away with murder, huh? I don't know who could possibly be around to report you for odor. Phone Guy is the only other person who works in that office, and he's dead.